Hello there, you're watching the Trump Card. My name is Pankaj. Well, a big development is going to unfold at the White House. A high-stakes diplomatic meeting is set to take place in Washington, D.C. today between President Donald Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. This meeting comes amid mounting tensions over the war in Ukraine, allegations of foreign election interference, and a controversial minerals deal between the two nations. Just last week, President Trump made headlines when he claimed that Ukraine started the war with Russia and referred to President Zelensky as a dictator without elections. Now, the two leaders are set to meet face-to-face, raising questions about how this relationship would evolve. Zelensky, who has won the democratic election in 2019, has been fighting not only a war against Russian aggression, but also a diplomatic battle to ensure continued Western support for Ukraine's defense. Today's meeting is expected to focus on two key issues. One being Ukraine's access to U.S. military aid, and the other one being a major deal on critical minerals and its supply to United States. The proposed agreement could see Ukraine hand over half of its revenues from future mining, oil and gas projects to a US-controlled fund. The Trump administration now sees this as an economic cooperation, but critics argue it pressures Ukraine into making economic concessions in exchange for continued American military backing. The meeting also follows a series of visits by European leaders, including French President Emmanuel Macron and British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, who have been urging the United States to take a more active role in securing a ceasefire that includes protection for Ukraine and a little elbow room for the European Union. Despite promising during his campaign to end the war in Ukraine within 24 hours, President Trump has been not able to lay a clear plan so far. His praise for Russian President Vladimir Putin and reluctance to commit to security guarantees for Ukraine have raised concerns among US allies. President Zelensky, on the other hand, has made it clear that any deal on natural resources must be approved by Ukraine's parliament. He has also warned that if US support for Ukraine weakens, the agreement could simply, quote-unquote, fade away. As the world watches, the question remains, will this meeting mark a turning point in United States-Ukraine relations, or will it deepen the divisions that have emerged between the two leaders? We will bring you the live coverage of the meeting and its aftermath right here on Oneindia News. Stay tuned.
It's all been worked out. We're happy about it, and I think that very importantly, we're going to be able to make a deal. Most importantly, by far, we're going to make a deal with Russia and Ukraine to stop killing people. We will consider that a very important thing and a big accomplishment because it was going nowhere until this administration came in. They hadn't spoken to President Putin in 2 years. And so he's a very smart guy. He's a very cunning person. But I've dealt with some people I've dealt with some really bad people. But I will tell you, as far as this is concerned, you have to understand, he had no intention, in my opinion, of settling this war. I think he wanted the whole thing. When I got elected, we spoke, and I think we're going to have a deal. I can't guarantee that. You know, a deal is a deal. Lots of crazy things happen in deals, right? But I think we're going to have a deal.